escape. You gonna see better days. I promise it's gonna be okay. I know these niggas gon' hate, so I got guns on me all out of state. She wanna know what the vibe is, cause she don't got nowhere to stay. Wanna pull up with the top dog, wanna pull up in the rain. I'ma post up with your babe. I told her she get one day.
Alright, y'all, what is up? What is fucking good? Can y'all hear me clearly in this motherfucker? So today I'm starting this new series where I just come in my car and I just talk about like deep ass topics and shit like that. Do I got some shit on my lip, bro? Alright. Come in my car and I talk about deep ass topics and I preach with y'all. I'm going back to the same style that eventually like blew up my YouTube channel, where I was just like preaching to the world and shit, letting out all my thoughts and stuff. So that's essentially what I'm about to revert back to, because I feel safe talking to this camera. Like I feel like I could keep it G with y'all and I could just be true. And the main topic I want to talk about today is why cancel culture is probably the worst thing to ever come across this generation. Now, I know I'm probably gonna, you know what, I don't even care about the backlash that I may get for this video, because I'm keeping it real. Because this topic like really hit one of my close friends like hard, to the point where she felt like she couldn't even put out great vid that she was working on because she was scared to get canceled. And that's one of the main reasons why I do not support cancel culture in the first place. And you know, this all coming off the top of the dome, so if you see me like pause or some shit, it's because I'm trying to think. I'm really just letting this flow. This is not planned at all. I was literally just in my house and I was like, fuck it, this video needs to happen. I need to drop this shit. So on the topic of my friend, the main thing that's wrong with cancel culture is that people can't be as free as they want to be because they're scared of other people judging them and them getting canceled. And I feel like that puts like restriction on real creative people that want to put out something. I feel is that in my world, how I feel like you should be able to do whatever you feel like doing. And if you make a mistake and you say something wrong, you should get, I wouldn't say backlash for it, but at least guidance for it. Because you gotta understand, when somebody's making something and they slip up and they say like the wrong thing that could eventually get them canceled, you gotta understand that in that moment, most people don't even know what they're doing is wrong. And we gotta eventually teach these people instead of just canceling them. Now I know they got like the people that's like racist as hell and make racist ass comments. For those people that do that, I feel like that's just you trying to take a L, because you know where it'll get you a backlash. But another thing I have with that is like, you got to understand how, I'm talking about racism right now, just to make it clear, how some of these individuals are raised, all right? Some of these people don't really know what's right or wrong. Like, they think that the mindset that they have is the right way because that's how their parents taught them and stuff. So, essentially, you can't really blame that person for thinking like that because they was taught to think that way. So you have to go back down generations and generations of like the slave time, when like those people, great grandparents, looked down on people of my skin color and stuff. It's like, of course they are evil, but we have to create a new generation to where we can teach these people the right way. But first we got to get rid of this corrupt system that we live in the first place. There's so many things wrong with these variables, but I don't think cancel culture is playing a healthy part in making a change that we all need to see. I think the real change that we need to see is people sitting down with these people, these certain individuals, and teaching them love, caring, respect for other people, and not to live with hate in your heart. You know, my mom raised me in the most loving, genuine way, pure soul way possible. I'd never lived with hate in my heart, not one time. And I think if we can eventually get to like an evolutionary point to where every single person in the world raises their kids like that, we wouldn't have any problems to cancel anybody at all. But we must strike the problem head on, and I think ruining somebody's lives because they making these dumbass mistakes is not a good thing. It's not a good way to handle it, because you gotta understand, mental health is a fat ass problem in this world, and you're not gonna help that person any like more by just straight up canceling them, getting them expelled from school. Like, we need to sit down with these kids, adults, whatever they are, sit down with their parents, keep it real with them, and teach them the true ways of living, like how to live and love, bro. That's one thing that this world is missing out on. So many people live with hate in their heart, you know, and it plays both ways. Like, people in cancel culture may be thinking that they're doing the right thing, but essentially when it all boils down, you're showing just as much hate to that person as that person was like showing hate to you. So you're never gonna, this war is never gonna end if like both of the sides are continuously hating on each other. One side has to slow down and be like, I'm willing to understand you and understand where you're coming from, even if it's a bad way, and I'm willing to teach you the right ways. And a whole lot of people don't like taking L's too. Like, people gotta understand that taking losses in life is a big way to grow. Like, you grow from every L you take. I'm gonna drop a video on that later, but back to cancel culture about like the people feeling like restricted. Now, for those people scared of other people's opinions, I done been in those shoes before. I've never been scared to speak my voice. As you can tell, like, I'm keeping it G right now with everybody, how I feel about fucking cancel culture. Like, fuck that shit. But it's like, it's got to get to a point where if you are your most authentic self and you're keeping it real, that's all you can ask for, honestly. So never put a restriction in yourself about anything that you want to put out, any art, like anything that you want to post. Just do the shit. Do it. If you feel that it's right in your head, do it. You don't be seeking for other people's approval on shit. Like, be free. Be as free as you can be. And if people disagree with it, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, if people try to cancel me after I drop this video, man, the fuck, I don't care. I don't care about social media, bro. I don't care about any of this stuff. Like, I'm me. I know who I am. I know I'm a good person, so, oh well. And that's another thing. As long as you're doing everything with clear, good intentions, like, it shouldn't matter what you're putting out, as long as you're doing it with clear, good intentions. Now, if you're doing it with bad intentions, you're gonna face the repercussions of it. And some people are gonna get on your ass, but you gotta learn from that. That's the easiest way I can explain it. You know, if you take an L and you do that same thing again, well, then that's on you. Like, every L I've taken, I've learned from it, and I know that if I end up in that same situation again, I won't make the same mistakes because I've already took an L in it. So what it boils down to with this cancel culture shit, it's like you have people out here scared to be their true selves because they're scared of getting canceled. And you got cancel culture over here basically looking like the most hateful group. I wouldn't say ever, because they still do have the KKK alive and all that shit. But it's like, it's not having any positive effect on the world evolutionary process of making this world a very peaceful place to live in. So it's like, fuck cancel culture. It's like, it's toxic as fuck to me. And it's like, just chill out. Like, try to understand these people. That's another thing. People don't know how to put themselves in other shoes. You gotta learn how to look at life from their perspective, and then you'll learn how to understand them better. Like, I've got to a point in my life to where, like, if a racist came up to me yelling shit, I wouldn't even trip or be mad, because I understand that that person doesn't know any better. They're controlled by their egos, and you know, a whole lot of people live off their egos. I don't live with my ego. That's why I don't show any resentment, because it's like, I understand that you don't understand what you're saying. So it's like, why should I go off on you and continue this cycle of hate? No. Like, I'm chilling. I ain't doing nothing. You over there hating. It's just a reflection. Everybody's life is a reflection of their own self. So if a person is showing hate to you, it's because they hate something inside themselves. Essentially. And once you understand that point, life becomes very simple and you learn how to love way easier. And I think that's the main goal in life for like everybody, to learn how to love and enjoy every day and live in peace. And one way to get to that for the whole world population is to straight up erase cancel culture, because it's toxic as fuck. And that's all I got to say. I'm out. Fucking peace. Deuces.